Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. This is the second video I'm doing from this location. You're probably like, hey, that's the same place. Yes, it is. It's the same day. Today is Friday, the 19th of November 2021. I cannot believe this year is almost over already. Absolute insanity and craziness. But this video will be going up Sunday at 3. So when you see this video come up, I'm going to remind you I will be live streaming tonight, Sunday night, which will be what, the 21st at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So I would encourage you all to join me for then. We'll have a good discussion. And I think I'm going to leave it open. I'm not even sure what the topic is going to be yet, but we will figure that out when I come on Sunday. So we're just probably the title of that. When you see that one, you'll see that. I'm going to get that set up as well ahead of time. And that is going to say something to the effect of, just regular chat, chat from the homestead or something like that. So, like I said, again, we'll have a good discussion, whatever we do decide to talk about. We never stay on topic, so it's, but it's, I'll try to pick something out that I think is important to talk about, and we will go from there. All right, so I want to talk about in this video, guys, and I'm going to just kind of leave it this way so you can hear me well. You got the highways behind here. You can hear all the cars going, and there's a pretty good breeze blowing. So I'm going to stay over here tucked in this corner, and I'm going to talk to you from here. I want to talk about prepping. Why should you prep? Okay, if you are brand new, maybe this is the first video you've ever watched of mine, and you say, okay, so this guy's a prepper, and he lives off grid. So why, right? Why? Let's talk about that. Why should you, any one of you out there, number one, why should you prep? And why should you strive to, actually, if you can be, as independent as you possibly can be? Now, the reason that you should prep, you look at everything that is going on around the world right now. Right now, today. Look at your news. Pay attention to what's happening instead of, worrying about what the Kardashians are doing on TV or whatever other show that's got you all wrapped up and distracted from the reality of this world, okay? What we should be focusing on is realizing that we are in a very, very fragile system. You have a right-on-time delivery system when it comes to the grocery stores. They literally, day to day, are receiving shipments of things, and they don't have a tremendous amount of supplies. There's nothing in the back anymore. When the trucks come in, they're unloading the trucks and putting the stuff out right away. So they don't have 2 weeks worth of food in the back that they can continue to put out. So if there's an emergency situation, and we've all have seen it, all of us have seen it, what happens to those stores? If you live in the Northeast and they say, there's a blizzard coming, there's 2 things at the store you are not going to be able to get your hands on. One of them is going to be milk, and the other one is going to be bread. Now, why it would be those 2 things, I have no idea, but that is what everybody purchases all the time, especially the milk, because if the power goes out, that milk is not going to last. But anyway, but those are the two items that are off the shelves in a hurry if there is, a snowstorm or an ice storm or something that's going to happen. One of the other reasons, guys, why we should be prepping is because of natural disasters. I know people get this misconception that preppers are all about, oh, the end of the world is coming and that's why we prep. No, that is not why we prep. We prep because of the unforeseen. Okay? Natural disasters are going to happen. They happen every year, over and over and over again, all the time. Depending on what part of the country you are, you may be dealing with forest fires. You may be dealing with flooding. You may be dealing with hurricanes, tornadoes, snowstorms, ice storms, you name power outages. You name it, it's out there. And it happens year after year after year. And still, people do not prepare, which absolutely blows me away. Okay? Now, the other reason why we should be preparing for the unforeseen emergency that may affect you directly as an individual. All right? You and your family. All right? The breadwinner gets hurt. The breadwinner dies. There is sickness where you are out of work for a long time, and or maybe you break a leg and you can't go to work, and now you're on a limited income. These are the reasons why we prep. These are the reasons why we do what we do, is because we don't know the future. You see things, you go, God, this could happen, that could happen, anything can happen. There's a myriad of things that can happen. So to be ready for those type of emergency situations is just a smart thing to do. So of course, I'm always going to encourage all of you, anybody watching my videos, to be as prepared as you possibly can be. Don't be victims. Don't be one of those people that are going to stand in line waiting for the government to show up and waiting for them to come and save the day. You need to save yourselves. That's very important. And remember, I'm going to say this again, just so you hear me correctly. Do not be a victim. Don't let the government come in and save the day, because they may not be coming right away. So don't be a victim, save yourself. And if you are prepared, even for a 2-week disaster, you have an advantage over 95% of the rest of the people. 2 weeks worth of food and water, folks. It's not a lot. It doesn't cost a whole lot of money to do that, but it's a nice way to hedge your bets. If you think about it, when 95% of the people in this country are not prepared, I think it's actually down to 93% now. So 93% of the people in this country are not prepared for a 2-week disaster. And I want you to think about that. Let's play those odds. Are you one of those people that have not had enough stuff put away, or are you prepared to deal with the situation so you don't have to rely on somebody else to take care of you? This is important. I really, really want you to think about this, okay? Why do we do this? Why do we do what we do? Why live off grid? Why be power independent? Why, should I be growing my own food? And, maybe raising some livestock, getting out of the cities, getting out of suburbia, getting back out into the country, getting back in the flow with nature. Why do that, right? Well, number one, when you grow your own crops, you know where they came from. You know what chemicals are on there, because if you put any chemicals on there, you're the one that did it. All right? Eating fresh vegetables out of your own garden, there's absolutely nothing in the world like that. Nothing. It is the most amazing thing. The difference between a store-bought tomato and a tomato that you grew yourself is like night and day. It is unbelievable, the difference. Being able to have your own fruit trees and go out and pick your own cherries, your own apples, your own peaches, your own pears. There's nothing like that. There's absolutely nothing like that. All right, the other thing too, with being power independent, when the grid goes down, which it does all the time, right? There's always power outages all the time, high winds, ice storms, the hurricane comes through or the tornado comes through, and the power's out for an extended period of time. If you are power independent, you have your own system, you don't have to worry about that, because you are still going to have power. And people are going to come to you and ask for help. And hopefully you are in a position to be able to offer that help, to be able to help other people. That's also part of why you should be prepping. You should not just be thinking of yourselves and your families, but you should try to be thinking about the elderly couple down the road that, maybe they don't prep, or maybe they do, who knows, but, they may need some assistance. Be a good neighbor. Try to help them out. Then you got the families that have a whole bunch of kids that aren't ready, and again, it's going to be your call. It's going to be your choice if you help or not, or don't help. But again, it would depend on the event. If it's a short-term event, I always look at this is the way I look at it. When an event happens, we'll go with an ice storm. Let's go with an ice storm, okay? So an ice storm happens, because I live in the Northeast, I live in New York, so we're going to go with that one. So an ice storm happens, power lines are down, power could be out 2-3 weeks. This is a fantastic opportunity to use, number one, to find out where you're weak in your own preps. because you're prepping, you're getting ready, you've been doing this, and now an event comes and happens, and it's a temporary event, but you find out where you're strong and where you're weak, and you can make the proper adjustments. These are learning things for you guys, okay? And believe me, none of us are perfect, none of us know everything, and we can all learn from these type of events. The second thing that I would say, it's a perfect opportunity to educate people, to say, now do you understand why it's important to do what, you know, to prepare and to get ready? And what'll happen is, not everybody, because they can't, you know, some people you'll never wake up. But you will end up getting some people that will wake up from this and realize that they need to be better prepared. So those are some things that I just wanted to share with you. Why should you prep? So these are the reasons why I'm telling you. I want to hear your guys' feedback, and I want to hear what you guys have to say. You know, so definitely in the comments, tell me what you think. If you can think of other reasons that I have not mentioned, I think that that's important as well. You know, I definitely love the feedback, and I want to hear what you guys have to say. So anyway, guys, I am going to jump off here for now. I will have the Sunday's live stream set up as well. And again, it's just going to be a platonic title, I think, and we'll figure out what we're going to talk about when we get closer to that time, because I'll be driving back home on Sunday, and so I'll have 6 hours to think about what am I going to talk about tonight. So anyway, I hope everybody's doing fantastic. I hope you're all doing well. Remember, guys, we are all in this together. That is important. We are one race called the human race. And I think people really do need to remember that and take that into consideration. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day, tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important to tell the people that you care about every day how you feel. Ooh, that wind is blowing. Also remember, guys, STD, step thing in day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that can stop you from reaching those goals is you. That's it. Nobody